This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. I'm Chris Saunders. There was a lot of discussion going on during the Olympics, both in Rio de Janeiro and here at home, as to whether or not Shaunae Miller would double up and run the 400 and 200 meters. The decision was made to not let Shaunae run in the 200-meter heats. Later that night, she went on to win the 400-meter final. But still, a lot of people are wondering what could have been. Maybe 2 medals, maybe none. Olympic team manager Ralph McKinney explained it this way.
That must mean something. We had a national trial here in the Bahamas. There were 5 qualifiers at the national trial. Ms. Miller opted to run the 400 meters. If the shoe was on the other foot, which means if she had run the 2 and not run the 4, she would have had the performance already to put her in the 400 meters, and the 200 meters would have knocked out the other 2. We had 3 females there in Rio already prepared to run the 200 meters. Ms. Miller was submitted as a reserve for that particular event. It looked good, but the reality of it is this. The first round of the 200 meters was the morning of the finals of the 400 meters. That 400 meters took a toll on her. You saw the event. You saw what it was. That is what we considered. When you look at other persons, nobody else doubled in the female segment. And the way the schedule is set up, it is only set up for males to double. For example, a male who runs the 1 could double with the 2 because he has a day off for the rest. The male who runs the 4 has a day off rest to be able to run the 4 and the 2. But as you would know, Shaunae Miller, he went in as the world lead with the world leading time at 200 meters. I don't believe Shaunae Miller has ever come 6th in any event in his life. But the toll of running the 4 prevailed on him, and he ended up 6th in the finals of the 200 meters. Something nobody expected prior to that event.
Well, following the Olympic Games, IAAF released its latest top 20 rankings. Olympic 400-meter champ Shaunae Miller is the top Bahamian number 1 in the women's quarter. Her time, 49.44. She's also 4th in the 200. Her time, best time, 22.05. Padria Seymour is 11th in the 100-meter hurdles. Her best time, 11.64, also a national record. Donald Thomas is in 4th place overall at a best jump, 7 feet, 9 3/4 inches in the high jump. Jamal Wilson in 15th place out of University of Texas, best jump of 7 feet, 6.5 inches. Trevor Barry is in 18th place at 7 feet, 6 inches, his best performance so far on the year. Stephen Gardner is in 10th place in the 400 meters. His best time, 44.46. And that comes in with his best run over the Nationals in June. Sports Minister Dr. Danny Johnson is continuing to make a push to get a National Sports Academy underway. Here's the criteria that he's looking for.
Make sure that they have the commitment. There'll be certain tests that they'll have to pass for that, physical, mental, and some social parameters. But we know that these are young people. We're going to get them geared up. We can get them ready. The search is on, Bahamas. The search is on. Anywhere in this country, the length and breadth of this country. If you are young, you are gifted, you are talented, you are athletic, you are smart, we need you in Team Bahamas. We are looking for you now.
Thanks to the Myron Roll Foundation's 2nd edition of the Play for Progress program, a total of 180 student athletes will learn skills that will help them to become leaders and essentially learn how they can use their athletic gifts to become better students. Foundation Chairman, Rhodes Scholar, and former NFL player Myron Roll is passionate about this country's student athletes, and he's anxious to give back.
This year, we're actually going to the Family Islands. Last year, we brought all of our young participants to Nassau. This year, we're going to Exuma first, September 1st. Then we're going to Grand Bahama, September 2nd, and Abaco, September 3rd. And I think another element that we're adding this year, part of our academic portion of our Play for Progress workshop, is identifying what these young people want to be later on in life, not just in their sport, but just in life, is the discipline that they would like to achieve. And we'll bring in people from the society, people from the community to come and have a one-on-one kind of consultation with these young people and say, this is the steps you need to take to be a teacher, an educator, law enforcement, doctor, whatever it may be. So taking the skills you learn from the field and into your life as a classroom student and as a leader, that's important for us.
In partnership with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Rolls Play for Progress program is committed to teaching Bahamian student athletes the fundamentals of football, education, and personal development.
The first couple sessions we talk about athletics, and we have them compete and work hard on the field. and we emphasize some of the important values and tenets of sport: preparation, communication, teamwork, hard work, overcoming adversity. These things are consistent in the weight room, on the practice field, in the game field, in all sports. It's pretty universal that you have to go through these things. And then once we get into the classroom, we tell them, okay, now you've learned preparation, hard work, teamwork, communication, overcoming adversity. How does that help you be a student? Do you prepare for your tests? Do you study extra? Do you organize yourself? Do you overcome adversity? If you get a D or a C on a quiz, is that going to knock you down, or where you say, woe was me and I can't make it anymore, or will you pick yourself up and be successful? And so we think that sports is a great microcosm for how people can be successful in life.
The Bahamas Golf Federation is pushing forward with its junior program. Georgette Roll is leading the charge.
We really want to kind of get into the next phase of our program. I guess because a lot of our golfers are I guess in terms of their golf skills are really progressing, and so our next phase was to was to try to was to try to provide a tournament or competition stage for them, and so this semester we're really we're going to be rolling out the skills competitions for them. We'll have 8 over the next 4 months, which will comprise putting, chipping, driving, and a short game / theory section for them, so we can really see which students are the best at the individual parts of the game.
The Bahamas Governmental Departmental Basketball Association closed out its regular season schedule last night with a doubleheader action at the A.F. Adley Gym. Julian Gibson starts us off with the opener between the Bamboo Shack Cybots and the Defense Force Mercenaries.
Chris, the Defense Force really had this game. They led for basically 3 quarters and 8 minutes, but down the stretch, the Bamboo Shack Cybots, boy, they chewed up the Defense Force, edging them out 84-80. Coach Wade Watson not pleased at all with the win.
At the end of the day, you got to play mental basketball. 90% of the game is played mentally, and we played terrible. But thanks to listening at the end of the day, the guys were able to lock down defensively, and they made some turnovers, and as a result of that, we were able to capitalize and win the game.
Now for the losing Defense Force team, Delvon Duncombe, he was disappointed they did not close out.
We tried to pick it up on defense. We got the intensity, we got the game tied. They played better defense in the last few minutes, and they pulled it out. It's a game we should have won. It would have put us right in swing for the playoffs, but that's basketball. You win and you lose.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
All right, Julian, thanks. A lot of action also last night. The Defense Force not shut out completely. The Marines, get a 188 win over the Realdale Rangers. For the Defense Force, Lindrick Store and Elway Pickstock, 22 points. And for the Realdale Rangers, Kamal Murphy had 22. Now, they have action set for tomorrow. The Bamboo Shack Cybots will take on the Sharks. That's a first game of a best-of-3 playoffs, and the BDOC Challengers take on the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Mercenaries. Also, the Police Crime Stoppers on the next side will take on the Real Deal Rangers. And then the following ending on that will be the Airport Authority taking on the Marines there as well. The Junior Baseball League of Nassau's girls softball program has grown by leaps and bounds since its inception. Tonight, Kelsey Johnson takes a closer look at it.
When the game of softball was first introduced to the Junior Baseball League of Nassau, only a couple of young females were interested in playing in a league dominated by the boys. Now the girls are coming out in droves.
We're trying to go a bit younger, 8, 9-year-olds with respect to the softball development. Even though, girls can still sign up at age 4 and 5, but they go to T-ball. So strictly softball, we're trying to do the development program where they'll play the younger girls just with softball. And we're on a recruiting exercise now for baseball and softball because we've been fortunate to have a lot of our players go off to high school or go off to college. So this year we've had a huge amount of players on the softball and baseball side that have left the program to either return to schools or new schools, high schools, colleges, etc.
The league is steadily growing, and the recent international exposure the young ladies got made it easier for them and their teammates to keep running the bases.
As far as teams, we haven't selected teams as yet. That wouldn't happen until we have the draft October 8th. But we have the development softball teams that have been practicing Mondays and Wednesdays at 4 and Saturday mornings at 9. So we've been doing that now the past month or so since we came back from DC and Virginia area for the Pony National Tournament. And, you know, with the Pony travel teams, we finished 17th in a field of 42, 45 teams. And one of the directors from Pony, they sent us a note saying that's the first or the highest an international team has placed. So we're in the top 25 there. And so like I said, the girls, they did a wonderful job. So as far as the teams are concerned, we have a lot of the players, you know, still coming out to work out on their individual games.
Coach Shane Albury is looking forward to another fantastic softball season. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, Kelsey, thanks a lot. The New Providence Softball Association entering its stretch run. Take a look at the current standings. The Sunshine Auto Wildcats up top with 13-5. Wamagee Operators at 11-5. The Truckers 9-7. The Stingers even at 8-8. The Sharks 7-8 and COB at 0-5. For the Man Commander Security Truckers up top 15-3. The CNS Hitmen at 13-3. BTC at 6-9. The Chances Mighty Mitts at 4-12. And the Sports Center Dorsey Park Boys 1-12. Some NFL news now. After a few more releases today, Bahamian offensive lineman Alex Cooper has survived and made the Cincinnati Bengals 75-man roster since he plays its final preseason game Thursday against the Indianapolis Colts. Final cuts to the mandatory 53 players have to be made by Saturday afternoon. Let's look at sports. I'm Chris Saunders. Your final look at weather is still to come.
This is ZNS Total Sports.